As you settle into the present moment, you might begin to notice how easy it is to let go of expectations. Simply allow everything to unfold in its own perfect time, knowing there's no rush. No need to hold on to any particular outcome. As you release the need to control, you might find you actually have more than you ever dreamed possible. Like stepping into a space where everything simply works as it should. In this space, you don't need to push or force. You can simply relax into the flow, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. You might begin to realize that the quieter you become, the more you can hear. And this stillness brings a deeper understanding. An understanding, when you meet others, you're meeting the very reflection of yourself. And you can choose to see them as you would see a tree, full of beauty in its uniqueness. Just as you, too, are full of beauty in your uniqueness. You're learning to appreciate others, not because they fit a mold or a specific image, but simply because they are. You might even notice that, as you truly appreciate them, the judgments that once clouded your perception, they start to dissolve, much like the waves of the ocean gently receding into the horizon. You see, the journey of transformation, it's not about becoming someone else, but about simply becoming more of who you truly are. In doing so, the layers of false identity, those costumes you once wore, they fall away, and you step into a space of pure presence, where the moment itself is all that exists. Just as a tree bends towards the light, you too naturally gravitate towards the light of your own inner wisdom, embracing the paradox that the more you let go, the more you receive. Now, as you reflect on your journey, it becomes clear that suffering is not a burden, but a key to growth. It's a tool for becoming wise, shaping you just as sandpaper shapes wood. Every challenge, every moment of discomfort, it's an opportunity to move closer to the truth of who you are. Every step forward takes you deeper into the realization that you are, in fact, enough. More than enough, simply by being. And as you begin to recognize the depth of your interconnectedness with all beings, you start to see the true essence of love. It's not something you must chase or seek. It's a presence within you, flowing through you effortlessly, like the dark matter that connects everything in the universe. When you tune into this flow, it's as though your heart opens, and you see the beloved in all, and all is seen in you. You're beginning to love, not as an act of doing, but as an expression of simply being. With each breath, you find yourself letting go of the judgments that once weighed you down. You can see the truth that everything in your life is part of your transformation. And as you accept it, you allow it to shape you into a more compassionate, loving presence. It becomes clearer the more you give, the more you receive. Not just materially, but in terms of wisdom, love, and connection. And as you continue this journey, you may notice the more you step into the awareness of who you truly are, the more the external world mirrors this truth. The resistance you once felt begins to dissolve, for you no longer need to control or push. In the space of awareness, you realize it's only through surrendering to what is that you come to experience the fullness of all that can be. You now understand deeply that the moment you give it all up, you have it all. You might wonder how this transformation happens. And as you observe, you notice it's not through force or struggle, but through allowing yourself to be who you truly are, without judgment, without expectation, simply present. And this presence, this pure connection, is where all the magic happens. It's as if the universe itself conspires to unfold in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. And so, as you continue to step more fully into this truth, you see that every moment is an opportunity for transformation. Each interaction, each experience, is part of your personal evolution. The resistance that once existed fades, replaced by appreciation for everything exactly as it is. You find that in allowing everything to be, You can see the love in all things, and that love becomes your guide. The dance of life, this beautiful cosmic dance, is now yours to enjoy, as you move between the realms of separateness and total unity, knowing the more you become nobody, the more you become everybody. In this moment, you're not only the dancer, but the dance itself. There's no separation, no distinction. There's only being, and in being, there's everything. And as you rest in this awareness, you realize the key to the game of life. It's not striving to become someone or something, but to simply be. And in this space of pure being, you start to experience the peace that comes with knowing that you're already everything you ever need to be. The moment you let go, you become it all, just as you always were. So now, in the quiet of this moment, you begin to notice you're not trying to get anywhere. You're simply here, and that's all you ever need to be. You're the gift of the very moment, and in this gift, all possibilities are open to you. You're enough. You always were. And as you find yourself here, right now, in this moment, you can allow the natural flow of life to sweep you into an understanding that perhaps was just waiting for you. It's as if everything you've ever known has brought you to this point of quiet revelation, where the answers were always there, just beneath the surface, waiting to be recognized. You might have noticed, perhaps, how deeply you can hear when everything around you becomes quieter. Yes, so much quieter. And in that silence, everything becomes clearer, doesn't it? You see, as you grow, you realize the more you listen, the more you can hear. Not just with your ears, but with your whole being, absorbing what's beyond words, beyond thought. And now, gently, effortlessly, without even trying, you begin to see how every experience, yes, every experience, good, bad, or neutral, becomes merely a step on the path of your journey. You begin to recognize that what may have once seemed like obstacles were actually stepping stones to something deeper, something more aligned with the essence of who you truly are. In fact, it's quite fascinating, isn't it? How each moment, each experience, has a way of leading you to the next, allowing you to emerge stronger, wiser, freer, and more compassionate. You see, life isn't about striving to become someone else. It's about letting go of the need to hold on to power or control. The moment you realize this, you can see how, in letting go, you've actually gained everything. It's a paradox, isn't it? The more you let go, the more you have. Just like the freedom you experience when you stop clinging to the how and simply allow yourself to be. And as you allow yourself to be, you notice how powerfully love and compassion begin to flow through you, effortlessly, just as they're meant to. These energies, they're always there, inside you, waiting to be experienced, shared, and expressed. When you think about your relationships, the ones that are truly meaningful, you begin to realize how often we get caught up in trying to reassure ourselves and others that the costumes of identity are in place. But the truth is, who you are beneath all of that, beneath the labels, the roles, that is where the magic happens. You start to recognize you're more than the story that you tell about yourself. You're the observer of the story. You're the awareness behind it all. As you sink into this understanding, you begin to let go of judgment and let your heart surrender fully to the present moment, to each person you meet, and to the life that unfolds before you. The more you embrace this, the more you feel connected to something greater. As you allow yourself to feel the presence of the beloved all around you, you realize every interaction, every person, is a mirror reflecting the deepest parts of you. You begin to understand, when you see yourself in others, you begin to truly love them. And this love becomes your practice, your purpose, and your path. You see, love, it isn't something that happens to you. It's something you give, something you share, something you allow to move through you. And in those moments, when you're faced with suffering, you can see more clearly now that suffering is not the enemy, but rather the very thing that shapes you, molds you, and ultimately awakens you. Like sandpaper shaping a stone. You allow the experience to refine you, to guide you towards greater wisdom, towards a deeper understanding of who you are. It's all part of your training, part of your evolution. You've realized that true freedom, true power, it isn't about fighting the world or trying to control everything. It's about being in harmony with it, understanding that everything you encounter is part of the dance, part of the flow of life. And when you stop fighting against it, when you embrace the truth, the very things that seem to be holding you back, they're actually guiding you forward. You begin to move with the rhythm of life. Everything you experience is now a vehicle for your transformation. Every challenge, every joy, every moment becomes the very thing that shapes and molds you into the version of yourself that's aligned with your deepest truth. And the more you practice this, the more you realize you don't need to go anywhere to find what you seek. It's already inside you. You just have to tune in to allow it, to recognize it. The moment you stop looking outside of yourself, you realize you're already home. Everything you need, everything you desire, is already here within you, just waiting to be recognized. And as you recognize it, you feel that deep sense of gratitude, of peace, of deep knowing. You know everything is happening as it should, and you see that this is the way to experience life fully, without attachment, without expectation, without judgment. Now as you allow all of this to settle into your being, you start to notice your thoughts begin to slow down. You notice how everything around you becomes more vivid, more present. You see the beauty in the simple things. The sound of the wind, the warmth of the sun, the smile of another. And as you allow yourself to be present with these simple joys, you realize you're not just experiencing life. You are life itself. You're the universe in motion, the divine energy flowing through everything that you see and touch. It's all so much simpler than you ever imagined, isn't it? The more you let go, the more you become, the more you surrender to the flow of life, the more you begin to realize there's nothing to fear, nothing to fight against. Everything is exactly as it should be. You can rest in that knowing. You can relax in that truth. And as you do, you begin to see yourself as you truly are, free, whole, and perfect just as you are. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to become anything. You're already everything. And in that knowing, in that acceptance, you find true peace. Just like the trees that you've seen, you begin to see others as they truly are, without judgment. You start to appreciate them just as they are, knowing that they too, they're part of the same flow, the same dance. And as you do, you begin to feel a deep sense of connection with everything and everyone around you. It's a feeling that's always been there, just waiting to be recognized. This is your new reality, your new truth. It's always been there, and now you can see it, feel it, and live it. With every breath, with every thought, with every moment, you're stepping more fully into this truth. You are the light, you're the love. You are the consciousness that's shaping the world. One thought, one action, one moment at a time. And as you continue this journey, you know each step is not just a step forward. It's a step into the deepest part of yourself, into the heart of the universe.